giving. Remember, a giveaway is still ongoing, so you still have 24 hours to answer and tell me ukuthi yini leyana ebengidla, yini leyana ebenginikhombisa yona egoqwe ngehlamvu, yini leyana enuka amachimba ekade ngidla phambi kwenu. You still have 24 hours to tell me what that food item is. Let's go. Let's go. 300 bucks. 300 bucks. Let's go. Hello, my sugar bringer boomers. Welcome to my channel. If it's your very first time here, please do hit the subscribe button. It is absolutely free. Even if you're a regular and all you do is watch, we monitoring spirit, we evil eye. That's why you keep coming back. Uyangithanda. You know? So thanda phela ne content engikunika yona. Hayibo, bathong kanti. So yeah, hit the like button. Nobody will know ukuthi wena ulikile. I promise. Stop shying away from smashing that like button. Nakho free. So yeah, this is part 4 of All My Friends Hate Me. And here we're going to talk about how loser and Speedy did me dirty. Asiqale Speedy. Speedy, my brew, we went to the same church now. We're from the same hood, just like loser. Speedy, myself, and loser are from the same hood. Speedy and I attended the same church, my childhood church, because I ain't never going back there. A whole lot went down there, and that's a story for another day. Nakon. Hey, kunini ngiphetula umoya. But yeah, so Speedy and I went to the same church, and we weren't friends. It was just, a church mate. But she got along with some of my family members. She always had this funny look to her. Like every time she'd see me, she'd just give me like just weird looks. And they were just mad weird vibes. And I never understood it because, first of all, ngingani, I was much younger than her. Especially because but, she's 3 years older than me. And at the time, I'm 5 and this person's 8 and like, busy. Young side, aya, busy, uba weird, uba oaks. At the time, I'm 13, umuntu 16 years old and busy, like beefing with a child. Yeah, well. So it was those type of vibes and I just never got it. But I was just like, hey man, I'm just used to people hating on me just for simply existing. Yeah, well. So hey, this is another one of those, pay it no mind. So one Slimanyana day, during a church service, I get out of my seat and I walk to the bathroom. I come back, Speedy's in my seat. Biang Mara. Oh my goodness, I forgot to switch my light on. I hope Niyangbona gagle. I'm not sure. Let me switch this on and see if there'll be a difference. Let me know how it looks. Do you prefer with or without the light on? What do you prefer? I feel like with does the things. It adds that glow, that shimmer. Yeah, well. So anywho, I get out my seat. I go to the loo. I come back. Speedy's in my seat. But you saw most Uguti, I was sitting there. Okay, the church is packed. And sometimes we have to stand up for our elders or pregnant women or whoever. Yeah, well. But you don't get to just take someone's seat, especially because that's my designated seat. And you saw, Uti, I'm present and I've been sitting there because you've been eyeing me like the hater that you are the entire time. Yeah, but, and I'm just like, sorry, I'm sitting here. This is my seat. And she was just like, I'm like, excuse me, I'd like to sit down. Please, beach, this is my seat. And she was just like, brew. So obviously, hey, oh my goodness, this is just bringing back memories. But like, obviously now there's commotion, yabo, and there's commotion in the back row, the elders in front, or the person Pambili who's currently saying memezelo or whatever it is that was ongoing, Lapayan, was just like, How? And then what's going on? Now, obviously, I look like the problematic one because I'm the one on some, dude, move. I'm the one who's standing up, and it looks like I'm trying to get this person out of my seat or out of their seat. Yabo? Akubonakala ukuthi uyena osukele mina. And bro, the person, hey, lisasalukwazi ngiyasinyanya till this day. And angixolisi, angisoli, futhi angixolisi. Till this day, lisasalukwazi ngiyasinyanya. She had the nerve to say, "Wenzanenhle, wenganya kamsibi. Awuye ukusiphazamisa yini lento yenzayo lapha uhlupha." Excuse me? What do you mean? You don't even know me like that. I'm in Hlopa. When have you ever seen me do interpretayo? I've never been problematic in my life. I've never even interacted with you. Like, ew. Who do you think you are? Uthini? Uhlangana waphapha nje. Ukugila umdala ungena ingane indaba zeingane. Yabo? So here I am again in this position where an elder is bullying me. An elder is putting me on the spot, humiliating me, embarrassing me in front of a crowd. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. So basically, nje impilo yami kahle kahle. So I'm just like, hey man. And so Uspidi looks at me on some, gotcha. And she remains. She remains seated in my seat. I'm just like, wowzer. And the people you'd expect to chime in and be on some, hey boo, dude, what are you doing? Like the people, my relatives, my people, my tribe, who were watching this, who were witnessing this, and they just remained silent. And who knew who was in the wrong and who was being bullied, who was being provoked. It was just like, you understand? Ngiphuma kude ne-betrayal. Ngiphuma kude ne-disappointment. Ngiphuma kude nokuhlukunyezwa, nokulinyazwa abantu engibathandayo. I was just like, this is some weird-ish. What is it about me that makes people just want to do noma yini kumina? And then the people that I call my own, my radadas, just watch and enjoy the show. That's crazy. So yeah, I'm just like, hey man, it's not worth it. I stand against the wall the entire service. Kuze kuphele. And I didn't even confront my people, my family members. And ngibabuza ukuthi, like, why did you guys just let that slide? You knew ukuthi that person was in the wrong, and you guys have a relationship with her. And you could have called her out, you know, and reprimanded her, but you just let her do as she pleases. You just let her do as she pleased. Kumina. And also, mudala nami, and you guys are in the same age group, and like you really could have fixed that. You really could have stood up for me, but you chose not to. And that's just wild. That's weird, and it hurts. It sucks. Yeah, well? But yeah, hey man, I didn't do that because I was taught to shut up and take it. Remain silent, forgive, forget, move on. That's what I was taught. And this is like the bottom line. My bro, if you're the type of person who just allows things to happen to you, stop right now. Stop right now. Otherwise, bazokubulala abantu. So anywho, that happens. We bounce. Next, siseskoleni. Speedy goes to a different school. But sithatha umalume oyedwa. So we share the same transport. The transport that takes us to school and from school back home, yabo? So our driver had this tendency, our malumi / our driver had this tendency to take us to the park on Fridays. And that was super dope. We were always excited and we always looked forward to that. So that Friday comes and our malumi decides we're going to mix wonke umuntu from Espermenisha, Woody, Eriponi, yonke dawo. Everybody, every child, okibeli mutyam, is going to the park and we're going to have a maza. And he'd leave us there and he'd go take ezinye ingane from different schools, or he'd run errands and then he'd come back after a while. And there's a lot of us, boys included, so, you know, we'd take care of each other, we'd look out for each other, we'd protect each other, or so I thought. So this one Slimanyana Friday, our malumi takes us to the park. Speedy's there. We have a good time. Siyadlala kuzwingi, siyadlala ku-merry-go-round. We're having the time of our lives as per norm. All of a sudden, Speedy walks up to me on some, you're full of it. I'm sick and tired of you. And I'm like, and then? How? Why? What's happening? What are you talking about? Who are you, ma'am? First of all, umdalagnam. I know we attend the same church, but umdalagnam, so I have no business even interacting with you to a point where yeah, well, so I don't know what you're talking about. So I'm like, what are you talking about? And she's like, I heard you were gossiping about me. How dare you? Who do you think you are? Leave my name out your mouth on some. I'm just like, why? Why would I gossip about you? I don't even know you like that. I don't care about you. I didn't even know you were going to be here, whether or not you were going to be here. Like, it makes no difference. It doesn't move me in any way, shape, or form. So what are you talking about? Why are you just digging things from your ass and trying to start some shit? Yeah, bo? And she was on top, oh, yang chwaela. Bah! Ang hlabeng and bam. She slaps me right across the face. And I'm just like, what is going on that time? My relatives are there. People I deem my people are there. And they're just watching, bro. Again, they're just watching. And I'm so confused because this came out of nowhere. The minute we arrived there, Nandi, it was nice for like an hour straight. Man estimates it was good for an hour straight. And all of a sudden, she's just like, and I'm like, who? Please bring them here. Who? And she's not saying, she's like, nah, people are telling me you've been gossiping about me. You've been saying ish about me. Bah! My brew, I am not one to turn the other cheek. You touch me, I touch you. And I make sure I finish it. Gimnanik now, but baby, so abilisi logish. And let's see, because you're not going to walk all over me. You're not going to physically assault me and expect me to just take it. I've taken so much BS all my life since birth. And I was stranger, a complete stranger, because that's what she was to me. Like, she was a random person holding no weight, no value in my life and to me. It's just thinking, they're just going to do as they please. Mina nabo futhi. Mina ngintoma, mina ngintokudovolo yonke umuntu. And I was like, I bet you got the right one. Nami ngiyangena ngempama. Hayi, ongaphansi ongaphezulu siyalwa manje siyadonsa now umunye ubamba inywele zomunye omunye usha. I used to do karate, by the way. And I was like, Wena, you got the right one. Busy. Ngiyakahlela lana ngiyadovola lana. I'm like, never days ukuthi umdala kunami awa means nothing to me. So abithi samantombazane, so abithi abaselokishini. On top of that, uyangisukela. Ungisukelile, you're provoking me. Uyangihlokoloza, ashayini ihlokoloza ke sibone ukuthi ubani ohlokoloza kakhulu. Siphumela emnyango sibhebhane manje. Do you know that video, that taxi video where that woman was just going rogue? She was going ham. And she was just like, angijwayele mina ngizokubhonya siphumela emnyango sibhebhane manje. I was on that tip and I was like, hey man, let's go. Upende. We're going in. I'm making sure. Shout out to my brother who taught me how to had a punching bag outside our crib. And he was like, do not let, because I know where. Do not let these furbs. Now if I look as we defend. And on top of that, I had karate classes. I was attending karate classes. Shout out to my mom for that. So I was just like, hey man, I'm going in and you will feel, you will feel my wrath, because how dare you? Who do you think you are? And what do you take me for? Yeah. We go in. People are there just watching on some pero. Amahloni dololo bro. Abantu who are supposed to intervene, people who are older than me, people within her age group or even older, who are supposed to intervene and basihlukanise on some ayibo nenzani nina ingane, stop it, wena musube isiqhwaga umdala, leave the child alone, unamanga futhi. Nah, pero ngezwe the boys are like, hebo ungazathulwa kanje, hebo ulwise umfana usibanibani, yabo. Everyone is on some, hey, they weren't expecting ukuthi yeah, no, lesi sithotobala lesi siyakwazi ukushintsha, but like, you've crossed the line. So unforgivable. Hi, we fight. Until kufike umalumi, our taxi driver, a Kumbi driver arrives, and he's just like, hey boy, I drop you off here in order for you to have fun and to be children, and here you are acting like hooligans. Stop it right now. And he separates us. Hey man, I got my licks in, and I'm not one to brag and be on some, listen, I'm back. And the people who were there were on some, yikes. It makes sense. Your brother's a boxer. On top of that, we have my karate classes, but we just weren't expecting it. Also because wingani, like you're much younger than this girl, and she caught you off guard, but shout out. Yabo? So you would think ukuthi after ngimfinyisi gazi, she'd respect me. You'd think after I taught her a lesson and I showed her that I'm not one to play with, she'd respect me and move accordingly. Baby, we moved on from that, ne? Life went on. I didn't see her for a while, or sometimes we'd see each other. She'd carry on with her weird, awkward vibes, hateration, and shit. And I was just like, I don't recognize you. I don't care about you, bro. Like, like you're yearning for my attention. You're so obsessed with me. And I was like, why are you so obsessed with me? Yeah, well. So I paid her dust until Sifeye High School. Hey, bro. The teachings. Got to high school, grade 8. She's in grade 11, mind you, because she's older than me. I'm in grade 8. My brew, everything is all fine and dandy now. Like nothing ever happened. And me, nangatata, like her kindness and ukuba welcoming kwakhe at the time as, oh, an invitation yokuthi sibe abangani, and like an apology, and her expressing remorse and trying to get closer to me and establish a friendship after, we had gone through that thingamajiggy, after those shenanigans that she pulled, and she learned a lesson. Yabo? Sharp, she's like, she sees me on my first day and she's like, hey girl, you're here. And I'm like, hell yeah. And she's like, I'm so happy to see you. And I'm like, oh, okay, thanks. Yeah, well, so every time we bump into each other, she'd be nice. She'd be super nice. And I was just like, okay, girlie learned her lesson. She's being nice. Surely I ought to forgive her, move on. And if we can build a friendship, I ought to be open to it. Yeah, well, excuse me. Now, seskibela even umalume ofanayo 40. The primary school malume we've left behind. Now we have a high school malume. And so because we're from the same hood and we attend the same high school, we're now, traveling in the same transport. Hi, my brew, everything is flowing. Still, siga grade 8, I meet ulo kunjani means me to nugi nguzer. Means me to nugi nguzer naye. Same high school, same hood, same transport. Ne? But let's focus on Speedy. So Speedy and I continue nandi astroinege women's mitunugi nguzer. Kuzohlangana lokho because in most cases they did things in collaboration. Yabo? And they would gang up on me. So this is not going to be separate like abanye abantu laba nje babeze ngambo babili. So yeah, Ms. Mitsunugin Ruzer, her mom is actually friends with my mom. So it's like, okay, this makes it easy. Like, impilo easy. Saying nabangan base motweni, ginama associates sama se lokshini. Plus I have ube safety love as well as umaqinasi, who are my ride or dies and since I'm 3 musketeers, right? Kumnandi. Life goes on. Kumnandi kubenjaya for the first few months, I'm thinking they're my friends, but they're all just pretending. And I remember this one Slimanyana day, I almost mentioned her name. Speedy and I were walking from the bus stop to our school. And a prefect spotted us busy on our phones. Yabo? We were busy on our phones and phones weren't allowed, eskoleni. And if you had to bring your phone for whatever reason, the reason had to be valid and your phone needed to be locked up in a safe or given to a teacher. Some vibes on that tip. But, we'd bring our phones because we were rebellious teens and we just wanted to bring our phones, damn it. Yeah, So we're busy on our phones while we're walking to school. A prefect, idlule ibingelele. This prefect is Speedy's classmate, yabo? So they greet each other, and I'm thinking, man, Speedy's got this one, like. Speedy's gonna bail me if at any point sibaninkinga. Kanti Speedy's just like, no bitch, you're on your own. Shop, we keep walking. The prefect arrives first and she waits for us at 18. Yabo? Speedy does not tell me, okay, this is what we do in order to get past her and yabo, sibe successful, ama phone to anga confiscate. We get to the gate, Mina, I'm chilled. I'm like, Speedy and the prefect know each other. Simnandi. Like, and I know the prefect also has her phone on her. So surely, asikan kingin. Get to the gate. Nali prefect, the prefect who saw us with our phones, is there waiting for us. What's in there? Bro, I'm thinking this is a joke. And she's like, let me search you guys. Give me your phones. Oh, first she was like, give me your phones. And we were both like, nah, we don't have our phones. And she laughed. And we all laughed. And we were like, now we pete yako. We also have our phones. Jay, like, let it slide, my bro. Plus, you're my girl's friend. I'm on some, you're Speedy's friend. So, yeah, what? She's like, I'm no one's friend. I'm a prefect. I'm a prefect before anything else. So give me your phones. So Speedy and I look at each other and we both like, hey, we don't have our phones. Yeah, bo? That's the game we're playing? Alright, let's play. We don't have phones on us. And she's like, alright, let me search you. Our prefects had the right to search us, Vale. Yo, she searches, I call him Speed. She searches Speedy, she finds nothing. I'm like, Biang Mara, because I know Speedy has her phone. And then she comes to me, obviously my phone is in my blazer, yabo? She comes to me, gubelulati, pata pata, oh, here's your phone. I tat. She confiscates it, bro. I'm thinking this is a joke. I look at Speedy on some, this is a joke, right? I'm getting punked, right? And she was just like, the prefect confiscates my phone. She confiscates my phone and Speedy's just like, okay, bye. And she moves on and she walks away and she leaves me like that. And here I am, gipizing palisika malami on some phone yamisa confiscate with Bru and I'll get it. Ngama holy, which are like 6 months away. I'm just like, what happened? How did that happen? Yabo? Part of me was like, chances are this prefect pretended to not feel Speedy's phone because yabo, they're friends. And nje, gusabotagwa mina. But like, why me? Like, yin ma je. Kati, what is it about me? Bro, I run after like the prefect had taken my phone. I run to Speedy and I'm like, dude, what did you do? How did you do that? She's like, I hid my phone. She's like, I hid my phone in my vagina. And I'm like, but when? We've been walking together. And also when you do that, why not TP, Senami? Why not give me a heads up on some fagi phone yako somewhere where it will not be found? And any whatever. Do something. Because Kshubile and Lo Araipe. She's not a cool prefect. And they weren't even friends, Vele. They were just classmates. But I thought, you know. And she was like, the minute I saw that she saw us, I was like, brr. And I was like, but why not tell me? And she was like, my brew. You would think after that I'd be like, we enjoying. We nyoga when you only look out for yourself. And I'd leave. Oh, hell no. I forgave. We moved past that. Right. So, a crazy thing happened to Speed. Really, really messed up. And as much as I don't F with Speedy, what her friends did to her was disgusting. And one of those friends happens to be someone who's somewhat popular. She's an influencer of some sort nowadays. And people actually think she's such a vibe. People think she's a good person. And it's so crazy because she's so vile. She's so evil. She did the worst thing to Speedy, Brew. The worst thing. And I think perhaps it was because she used to fail a lot. Like, why she used to fail each and every grade, my bro. She was our elder, the fossil, Escolene. And perhaps she was jealous of Uspidi because Uspidi was aight, you know, she'd pass nje kahle and move on. She wasn't the brightest or the sharpest pencil in the box, but she'd pass. So perhaps, let's call her Liangena Goto. Perhaps Liangena Goto was just really jealous of Uspidi and she set her up. But yeah, Liangena Goto and Speedy's other friends, grown friends, abagwi level yakhe, or grade yakhe, set her up this one Slimanyana day. They all decided to bunk. They went to a boy's house and they all got sloshed, and like Speedy passed out. She was totally out of it by KO, and they ensured ukuthi bayamenzakalisa, which was really messed up because Speedy ended up being raped. She was completely out of it, unconscious even. Although there were oohs and ahs and moans during that whole incident, but they set her up. So abafana were busy beshintsha-shintshana ngaye uSpeedy. They were busy raping her. These high school boys, 4 high school boys, if not 5. Probably more because we weren't there and we don't know what happened after Lente Saibona Tina caught on tape. That was caught on tape. But 4 guys were busy going at it, yabo? Babsing, sleeping with, raping Speedy. And Liangena Godwa took a video. This is Speedy's friend, yet she took a video of that grape. And she was busy on some Liangena God. Khamba kanjani lapho? Ikhondom uyifakile? Is it nice? Are you enjoying it? Is it entering? Is it fully in? That's her friend. And that was wild. So that video went viral. Liangena Godwa and Speedy's other friends set her up and they ensured that that video went viral. The police were involved, bro. It was such a big case. The police were involved and it was a big thing where a meeting was held in assembly and we were addressed on some stop trusting friends and planning to bunk school and go out and meet up with boys and drink alcohol and take DRUGS's. Because look now. This girl needs to go to the hospital. They need to test her for STDs. They need to make sure Guti she takes various medications to ensure that she doesn't contract anything. They need to make sure Guti she's okay up here because that is such a traumatic experience. Like, yabona nje, it was a thing. It was a thing. We were warned, we were reprimanded, and at the time, Speedy's still my friend. I wasn't there. I had no idea that they had planned to bunk and do what they did. I found out like everybody else when the video was circulating. So, the day after the video circulated, Speedy came to school. And I feel like she didn't have an idea. She had no idea of Uguti. This had happened to her. And everybody knew about it. I think she just saw the looks and she heard obviously the remarks. There were people and they probably told her, yabo. And also with everything that was said to us during assembly, I'm sure yikes, yabo. And so she was scarred, understandably, yabo. And she stopped coming to school. And then she went to live eflatin tizeni le Nigerian. Like, she went to live in a flat owned by a Nigerian who was trafficking and ensuring ukuthi una girls akhe, pimping out girls. So there were prostitutes there. It was prostitute infested. And I was just like, why? Umazelap lo muntu, and why go there? But also, lo muntu's traumatized. She's seeking refuge. And I heard Uti, this Nigerian, was a friend of a friend, yabo. So she just wanted to get away from the hood because everybody was talking about her. Everybody was watching her video. Everybody was spreading that video. And Eskoleni, obviously, everybody's giving her looks. Everybody's judging her. The teachers, the principal, everyone is on some, yabo. So she disappeared. She moved to that flat. She moved into that flat and she was there for days, my bro. And because her family members know Uguti, she's my friend and I'm the only friend. Okay, well, and means meeting Unugin Ruzer. Means Unugin Ruzer and I are her only friends in the hood. So, and we're always together. So surely we knew where she was, right? And I feel like that's what they were thinking, Gubo. So apparently her brother went to Mins Unugin Ruzer's house and they spoke and Mins was like, Nang Mazi, I have no idea. And then her brother, ufiga ekhaya, esengena neqaba. He comes to my home. On some, yay, nizomkhipha uSpeedy. Means Mitsunugin Ruzers on some, nah, deny. She doesn't know anything. She didn't even know that people had bunked school and engaged in such activities. Like, I feel like you guys are lying. You guys are always together. You guys are the three musketeers. You are going to make sure uti niyangi uti upi dadewethu. Upi usiswami, where is my sister? That time I'm a child. I'm a 12-year-old child. I need you to understand this. I'm a 12-year-old child. Here's this grown-ass man on my butt, on my case, on some, you know where my sister is, uzomkhipha upi siyamfuna manje. And I'm like, I have no idea, my bro. Like, ngingane, I don't engage in the things that she engages in. I don't even know what Babs is, my bro. I don't even, like, what is this? Gihlanganaphi? And why are you coming in so, what's with the rah-rah? What's with the aggression when you're addressing a child? And I felt really threatened, yabo. So I called my dad. My dad drove all the way from Guamashu to Chesterville and he was like, nah, never days. You will know me. Yabo. And I was just like, Ebo Baba, this grown-ass man who's my friend's brother is out here threatening to klimfa me, bro. Threatening to klimfa me on some, I know where his sister is and I absolutely have no idea. I only found out that she was living with some Nigerian and prostitutes after they had found her. But I didn't know anything. She didn't tell me all her other activities and festivities that she engages in with her other grown friends, yeah. And so I genuinely didn't know. So I told my dad I feel threatened and I just can't believe. Plus, like it was in Mini just before my mom got back from work and my older siblings got back from eskoleni. So and this grown-ass man is barging in, threatening me, shouting at me, hovering over me, being mad aggressive. Call my dad comes through, he's like, Uhlalaphi. I'm like, Khona laphayan. Take my dad to his place. My dad is like, okay, I get that you're frustrated. I get you're upset. You're worried about your sister, but this is my child. You don't get to do that. You don't get to barge into my home. You don't get to address my child as though you're addressing me. Address me, okay? The same way you were addressing my child. Do you know who I am? Boy, I promise you, you don't want to know. Let it be your first and last time thinking you can kwajisa my child, thinking you can threaten and be all aggressive and all manly and hulky bulky on my child. We don't roll like that. I'll show you me. Hey, bro. Oh, Boysen is like, well, Boysen to my dad, but he was mad grown to me, yabo. I was like, I'm so sorry, Baba. I'm genuinely sorry. It was just like, Jay, I just got overwhelmed by yabo my emotions, man. I was overwhelmed. I was frustrated. I was upset. I was worried, and I felt like she's the only person who would know, yabo, because they have a good relationship and they're always together. And I was just like, I need my sister, especially after what had happened to her. So he tells my dad, Uti, you know, his sister had been raped and he's mad worried. The entire family's mad worried about her. And they've been looking for her. The police are involved and they're not finding her. My dad's like, I get that. But that's not my child's problem. My child said she doesn't know. She doesn't know. You don't get to speak as you please, Nenganyami. You don't get to threaten her. Like, let it be your last time, nigga. Just let it be your last time. I'm not going to repeat myself. Don't ever do that shit again. That's my child. And I was like, Baba, you know, he apologized and life went on. Now, you would think with everything that had happened and her family in Pushale Koneni and them finally finding Uspidi and me being on some brew, where have you been? And her telling me, and me being there on some, I'm so sorry this happened to you, I'm here for you if you need anything, and her just pushing me away, but also her learning that her family was threatening me, you would think ukuthi, you know, uzoba ngconywana because I was good to her and I was there for her and I supported her when she needed it the most, yabo. And also you would think ukuthi mina ngizoba nokuqhela because Shab, what happened to her wasn't meant to happen to her. It was wrong. But if umuntu is corrupt and problematic enough to make that decision, yoguti, I'm bunking school, ngiyohlala nabafana, and I'm gonna drink. Mina, as umganake, I ought to peep that and be like, hey, danger zone. But I didn't. Because, again, I made excuses for her. And I was taught to forgive and to dlulisa. But more than anything, I felt sorry for her. Because what happened to her was... Honestly, I don't know how she lived through that. Shout out to her. Because, yeah, no, that was a lot. So then we move on from that. One slimanyana day. Hey, guys. One slimanyana day. Umizimitu nugin loser. And Uspidi. Randomly, while we're waiting for our transport, we're waiting for our Malumi, they come up to me and they're like, Wena nje, uchwayelana gabi. And now they're walking with, let's call her Halo, because her name rhymes with Halo. And I love how Halo handled this situation because she knew, hey man, kunte off, and she knew me better than that, even though we weren't friends and we weren't close. But like every interaction we had was just pleasant, and there was absolutely no need for me to do her like that. But now, Minzmitsunugin Ruzer, Speedy are coming to me aggressively, running up on me, and they're coming with Halo. And they're like, you're full of ish. Why were you gossiping about Halo? I'm like, what are you talking about? What now? Not this ish again. When did I talk about Halo? I don't even know Halo like that. We just take the same transport. We just attend the same high school. We're cool, bro. We're cordial every single time. You know, we link up. It's just mad vibes. Like, dope ass vibes. So, genzeni, yabo? And I was just like, yeah, you were gossiping about Halo. On some Halo thing, she's all that. And we are paka and we are bora. Like, shit that I wouldn't even say. Like, like, ew, was wapora umgosipho? Was wapora umhlebo? And I was just like, what are these people talking about? What are they doing? Again, am I being punked? But nah. So Halo's on some brew. Like, what's this? Like, what happened? Why would you do that? Also, I thought we were cool, so I don't understand why you would do that. I'm like, Halo, I didn't. You don't understand because I didn't do it, number one. Number two, I'm not one to do ish like that. And they're like, we heard you during break. I'm like, I don't even chill with you guys during break. We only meet up MO20 and in the hood, my bro. During break, I'm with Ube Safety Love and Makrinase. So what are you talking about? So they literally made that shit up. They put me in danger yet again. And they tried to, hey, bafere. They literally lied and said I gossiped about someone. And I was just like, why would you do that? You guys are my friends. So you literally went into a corner, cooked this shit up, and you're like, let's get her into trouble. Let's make sure they F her up. Jay, just for the sake of it. Like, why are you doing this? I remember when Halo was just like, hey man, if you really did this, it's disappointing. But also, I don't feel like you would. Like, it's so unlike you. We don't have any beef. So and she walked away. Yabo? And that was the end of it. And we've been cool since. And like, I looked at them. I looked at my friends. I looked at Speedy and Minz Matsunugin Bruiser. And I was like, why would you do that to me? And they're like, vele. And I was just like, that is so crazy. That is like I had never seen Integanjayana before. Anywho, now it's awkward. I'm mad. Like, I'm so disappointed. I'm angry. I'm like, these people, like, why would they do that to me? They're my friends. I don't understand why this would happen. Yabo? Next thing, like, I'm minding my business and Kulmela. Shout out to Usnetla Cause. I'm going to mention her name because she was such a good person. She did things right. It was just so unfortunate. But But yeah, shout out to her. Because she was just like, I'm minding my own business, bruh. I'm fuming. I'm just like looking outside the window, processing this on some. That time I don't even have anyone to turn to. I can't go home and talk to my siblings or my parents and be on some because remember, nothing's gonna happen. No one's gonna confront anyone. No one's gonna stand up for me. Like, crazy things would happen to me and no one would intervene. No one would, fight for me. No one would stand up for me. No one would console me. Life would just go on and I was just told to move on. Yabo? So I'm just processing all of this and I'm just like, bro, I want to F these people up so badly. Like, these people are meant to be my friends, but here they are, setting me up, putting a hit out on me. Yabo? Snenhlanhla Khoza says to me, they were sitting phambili. Usually I'd sit phambili, yabo, in that kumbi. But that time I was just like, I'm not up for it. I just want to digest what had happened to me. That time Halo's busy reassuring me, bro, it's okay, we're cool. I feel like you didn't do that. Like, I know you didn't do that. You're like cool people, so there's just no way, yabo. But I'm just upset. It's the principle behind it. Chapai, I get to go to Halo's on some, Mina, I'm on your side, I hear you, I believe you, and I'm happy about that, but why would my friends do that to me? Yabo? So yeah, Snenhlanhla Khoza was like, and I'm just like, what do these people want from me? And I'm just like, yen manje, nithini, ningfunani. Men's meant to nuging loser jumps up and she's like, when am I to join namasimba? When am I to go back? Baninga abantu bafuna ukubhaqa ngoba ujoyina namasimba wena uyithi ungcono kuna wonke umuntu, uyithi umuhle kuna wonke umuntu. Wena nje ujoyina namasimba uyangicika uyanginyanyisa. This is my friend. I was just told, Uguti, this friend of mine is busy gossiping about me. And I'm just like, dude, what is happening? Why are you guys like on my case? What is it? She turns around and she spews just mad hate. And I'm just like, yes, sis. Labantu bayangizonda, bro. Like, labantu bayangizonda. And I was just like, I need you to understand, Uguti, angikusabi. I'm not afraid of you. If you want to go, let's go. Like, we can do this right now. And you can call these imaginary people that you claim, call them. Call them and pumele mnyango nabo sibhebhane. Yabo? And she didn't even know what to say. Yabo? She probably thought I wouldn't challenge her. Or I guess Speedy didn't tell her. Sweet, you know? Ehloniphela abantu engasukeli imuntu engahlokolozi imuntu unesibhaqa. So yeah, and I was like, asiphumeleni emnyango sibhebhane. If you want to take me, let's go. I'm ready. Yabo? Call your imaginary friends. Batshela ukuthi mazets sekada angisabumuntu. Wathula. But I remember reflecting on that, getting home and just being like, yikes. My friends hate me, bro. Like, where to from here? The next day, I arrive. Shout out to Nosipho Komo, if it's not Nosipho Nkomo, who came up to me and she was like, Mazet, I know we're just classmates, bro, we're not friends, but you've always just been good peoples. You know, you've always just been a great person, positive vibes, awusukeli muntu. So I don't understand why this is happening, especially coming from your friend. Means Mitnugin Loser has been gossiping about you. She's even taken it as far as including your mother, your family. I'm just like, what now? Utin loyal. What is she saying? Nosip was like, bro, Women's Mit is like, Ninagini Nyashlupeka, you guys are poverty stricken, you guys are poor, and Lamazinho, because I had a gold tooth in. My brother has gold teeth, and other family members of mine have, you know, silvers and golds and platinums and. And she was like, Lamazinho nwafagile, these gold teeth and these silver teeth that you have all up in your grill, in your teeth, are fake. Nahamba na wafaga a back door. Cause nyahlupheka ninakini ikatilele ziko. Niphila ngo-tin fish. I'm sorry? When unuging loser, ungitshela ngo-tin fish. Hey! And I was just like, this is so crazy. Why? Like, what is it? I never understood. Guys, I need you to realize, ukuthi, isn't they ningi ngibona manje? Ngokukhulu ukuthi, hey, my friends hated me. My friends were envious. My friends were jealous. My friends, Jay, just wanted to destroy me. Yabo? But I was just like, surely these people are going through it and they're projecting Gumina because perhaps I'm the weakest link according to them because I'm always just all smiles, positive, you know? And but if you bring it, I'll take it and I'll finish it. You get me? But it's very rare for people to get me there. Yabo? So I'm just like, what is this? So I approach her and I'm just like, what is this I'm hearing about you gossiping about me and my family on some Satlupega? My mom's struggling to make ends meet. We have false or fake gold teeth and silver teeth and tin fish. Like, what are you doing? What are you hoping to achieve? And she was like, Mina, I'm like, bro, like, stop provoking me. And also because you know that I have so much to lose, you're just an ordinary student. You don't hold any badge, any position, nothing. You don't have anything going on except ufike esikoleni ufike wenze lo msangano owenzayo njengoba wafeyila ngisho ukufeyila umatric ukuthi wawuqaquza wenzani. Wenza lo msangano owenzayo uhambe wenza into zakho ube yiphiciphici ube yixoki ube yihlebist leyo yiyona. Ube umagwaza. Hey guys, let me tell you, Mins Mitunugi Nguzer is currently in jail because she stabbed someone. She stabbed someone. And I was just like, ah. I heard from one of our friends who was just like, hey bo, we are Izwindaba. Have you heard that Mins Mit has been arrested because Uzenza ena usaragora and she got the right one. She stabbed someone who was just like, I'm not dancing with you. We pigsty yako. When I'm getting you arrested. I'm making sure I'm ruining your life. Ubani criminal record because you're not gonna be a bully. And you're gongo like me. Batista like me. So yeah, Karma was like, wozala. But yeah, and she was just like, and I was like, the thing is, I have way too much to lose. But she was like, I have sake. I was like, Aight, bet. Bro, you would think, yo, Mazeti, guys, you would think I'd cut her off after that. Inyona. They stayed in my life. Yeah, no speed. Kept them in my life, forgave, moved on. How? Na kusengizwa from my mom. Because remember, Ms. Mitunugin Loser's mom is my mom's friend. Ms. Mitunugin Loser's mom says to my mom, Aibo, I'm hearing Gutumazetu keep his. Gazi ninge babs, first of all. Gipizisu nini kupi. How? Usuge kupi ena mengenza leonto. Like, that is wild to me. So Ms. Mitunugin Loser told her mom that I'm busy having abortions. I'm like, that time, angiyaz ne babs. I haven't babsed impilo yami yonke. Angazi nokuthi ngaqala ngaphi ngithi ngiyababsa. I've never been involved in entweni kanjalo. Haven't engaged in sexual intercourse. And I'm just like, that's my friend, by the way, telling her mom this. Probably hoping her mom wouldn't say anything to my mom, or hoping ukuthi uma wakhe uzongibuka ngehla elingasile anginyanye, because her mom had this tendency of making an example using me ukuthi awukufane noMazethi. Like, why can't you be like Mazet? She's so goal-driven. She's so focused. She's super smart. She's unproblematic. She focuses on things that matter. She's a child, an actual child. When you're busy running after things you have no business running after. We are clean. And you're not doing the things you need to be doing. Your homework, la, we are fail. Yabo? Hi, my bro. So I guess she wanted to look good, and she wanted to drop a huge bomb that would make me look like this demon who's busy killing babies. Hey, guys, like nginamatuna mina in my room. She told her mom. So her mom told my mom, and my mom's like, what is this that I'm hearing from Mins Mitunugin Loser's mom, saying that Mins Mitunugin Loser says, and she's always there when you do it. Are you serious? Now, like, how could you believe that? First of all, you know your friend. You know means meeting unuging loser. Inherited yonke into kamganako. Let's call umgani angithi uyasaba wena. That's my mom's friend. I'm like, first of all, you know angithi uyasaba wena is just a weirdo. You know, Uti, the entire family doesn't like her because they've been asking you, why are you friends with this person? She's such a huge gossip. She's weird. Uthandu jwala, uthandu kleba, and her child is just like her. So like, why are you even friends? What do you have in common? Yabo? So why would you believe her? Why would you believe her child? Like, ew. And my mom was like, hey man, I'm just bringing it up because it was brought up and it broke my heart because the mom acted all concerned and means loser acted all concerned on some hayibo maze uyaphuma endleleni ukhipha iziso. Abangani sihamba nenyoka, inyoka eziyibiza abafowethu, sihamba nengwenya, inyoka eziyibiza abafowethu. So yeah, that happened and I was just like, hey, ngicela ungixolele bandla, ngicela ungixolele ngeenhlanya nezihlama, people who are bored abanye ayisini zabo nenkinga zabo ngegama lami because they don't know what else to say about me because yonke into yami ihamba ngolayini. Yabo? Hi. Life goes on, time goes by. How? This one time, they're still in my life, mind you. Even after isgag, I keep them in my life. Means loser together with Speedy come and visit me, which was a norm, yabo. So they come and visit me. We chill outside Ikaya, we jam, we talk, nje kumnander. And then it gets cold. It gets quite chilly. Means loser had a jersey on, but Speedy didn't. So I gave her my jacket, one of my favorite, not even one of my favorite jackets, my favorite jacket. And then it was white and orange. Yaga OPR. And I was just like, I loved it. And because I loved my friend, I wanted her to wear it, yabo? Until she got home. Askisi abe right ang nik. I gave her my jacket. It was time to bounce. It was right around 5-6. I walk them to a direction because they lived along the same street, yabo? So I walk them, Lapo, and Speedy is almost home. So I'm like, babe, give me my jacket. You're almost home. And she's like, oh, I say tandy, I say comfy and so warm. Like, can you just give me a yona for iskashan? Please just ngbolegenyana and I'll give it to you ksasa. Yabo? I'm like, sure. Umgana was you're my friend. I give it to her. The next morning, I'm like, dude, ngicela jacket yam. And she's like, oh, dude, I forgot it. I'm like, sure, ksas. You can give it to me tomorrow. Tomorrow comes, dude, may I please have my jacket back? She's like, oh, dude, my mom took it to the dry cleaners. I'm like, oh, that's sweet. All right, how long is it going to take? She's like, a couple of days. In 2 days, get back to me. I'm like, all right, get back to you in Nakona because you're supposed to come to me and give me my shit. But yeah, 2 days go by. I'm like, what's I'm clean? Surely it's not ready. A week goes by. I'm like, Speedy, may I have my jacket back? She's like, hey, she did the very same thing that Mapetezi did when I was asking for my B-Day Deluxe album back. And she was just like, hey, bo, I'm just like, what do you mean? This is mine. You promised to give it back, and you know this. So what is this now? And she was just like, yo, give me a break, dude. Like, that jacket isn't even all that. Like, yimbi, it's ugly. So stop pestering me. You'll get it when you get it. And if you don't, hey man, make peace with it. Yeah, straight. That happens and I'm just like, hey, how many times do these people need to show me how many times do these people need to show me that they hate me and they're out to get me? Yabo? So I start distancing myself somewhat, but I'm still nice. I'm still cordial. If they want to hang, I'm hanging, but I'm extra careful now. But yeah, I'm spending more time with my other two friends, Ube Safety Love, as well as Makinase. Hi, time goes on. We're now Lomunye useqedile. Guess who's back? Back again. Whitney's back. Tell your friend. Whitney Khobane, baby. I see you. I appreciate you. Yeah, bo? So I'm chilling. And I'm like, hey man, let me focus on my other friends. Oh, Speedy has matriculated because she was older than us. And Ruzer and I were in the same grade. We're the same age. So Speedy Sehambile, she was just like, deuces, bro. I don't F with you. Screw your jacket. Your jacket is ugly. You're never getting it back. Get over it. Like, leave me alone. I've never even liked you. Like, ew. I move on from that. Obviously means me to Nugin Rules are still in my life because Nazi says matric man. We're in matric now. So she's still in my life, but like, I'm super, super cautious when it comes to her. And I remember Nugin Loser was one of the people who were rejoicing when DL was cheating on me. She too befriended Umakwapeni as well as Makwapeni's crew. And she'd come to me and act like she's checking in on me. And she'd be like, oh, all right. I remember this one time I was going through it, okay? I had buried myself in blankets and gimbozile because I was just like so disgusted, so ashamed. And this was when Makwapeni's crew had attempted to physically attack me. Yabo? And I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm going through hell eskoleni. And they're supposed to be protecting me. On top of that, I have such a major reputation and so much to lose, bro. I'm an RCL captain. Do you understand? RCL president. Before anything else, like Ngbamba iskundla esibaluleke kunazo zonke, and I need to make sure ukuthi angikrosi ilayini, I don't allow them to push me and get me there. Yabo? So I can't even fight them. I can't even show them ukuthi listen, angenziwa kanjalo, you don't do me like that. So I'm stressed out. I'm going through it. Ms. Mitsunugin Ruzer comes there disguised as my friend. That time, she's trying to see me get down and she's trying to kick me while I'm down. Hey, guys, I remember seeing her smirking. Like she was smirking. While I was buried in blankets, just like going through the most. And she was like, all right, oh, how ngiyazi ukuthola kade sebefuna ukubhaxa. Kwenzekeni ungixoxela. And I was just like, bro, kade befuna ungibhaxa, but you know ukuthi bengizobabhaxa. So nothing happened. Because I knew Guti she was fishing. But at the same time, I was kind of like, perhaps she's being genuine. There's probably a window of being genuine. Hey, mfethu umuntu kade abane faith kubantu. Yabo? I was just like, hey, bro, I'm going through the most. I can't believe DL ungenze njena wangihlanganisa neqhwangqhwangu nehlama notapo basemalokishini abalwela indoda. Ukuthi bafundise ubani ukulwela amadoda bebancane kangaka. Angikaze selokwathi inhlo ngithi nje ngizoshaya ustar wami. Ngithi ngizola nomunye umuntu wesifazane because of the actions of my boyfriend. Ew. Yabo? But yeah, that happened and I just knew. I knew. Even though I was hopeful and I wanted to see the good in Minzmitu Nugin Loser, but I knew she was fishing and I knew she was rejoicing at the fact that I was hurting. Yeah, well, so that happened. And then the final straw for me, was when, okay, we were in matrics, my exams, everything went well. I couldn't wait to get out of that school. It was it was super toxic. A lot of people turned their backs on me when I needed them the most. A lot of people were rejoicing when I was going through the most. A lot of people showed me their asses and they showed me, Guti, they've been low-key haters when that one big thing happened to me that was just so devastating, so humiliating, yabo? And even though I came out on top and I came out as the winner because the boy chose me, we went to the matric dance together, like he isn't the prize, like he is garbage at the end of the day. But like the ish that I went through because of that boy and because of the actions of those ratchet girls, I'll never forget it. Now, manji, I look back on that and I'm just like, yuck, disgusting, disappointing, vile, just gross. And the fact that not only am I a student, Lapo, but I hold so many important positions and the people who are meant to protect me just aren't. Instead, they're making me feel like ish. They're making me feel like I deserve to be antagonized and harassed and humiliated and bullied the way I was. So anywho, we're in matric now, we write our exams, it's deuces. Time for iphepha ukuthi liphume, time for the results to come out, and at the time, matric results were printed ephepheni, in the newspaper, right? Hi, sibheka amagama ethu. Nangu Zanenhle. 4 distinctions. Bachelor's pass. Kumnandiri. Hayi, kumnandiri. Ne? Kuyajabula, kuyakikizwa. Even though I already knew it, my sister called me and she was just like, because she was in a different province at the time, different city rather, at the time. And she was just like, I've been waiting for 12 a.m. even though I knew you'd go ham. I thought you'd probably get like 3 A's, my brew. Here you are with 4. Here you are with the bachelor's pass. Here you are showing off and showing out. Congrats. She was the first one to tell me, so I knew it. So mina ngayihambela ngayele garage late ngabo 6. Fika lapho ngifika DL. DL is disappointed because DL always thought he was mad smart, but he didn't even get an A. Hey, what person in bachelor's pass, but like he didn't even get an A, and it was weird because he always bragged about how smart he was, and I was just like, what happened here? Okay, what ifs? I guess you've been living a secret life. You've been living a double life. You've been into ebengayitshela ukuthi uyona, like unamanga kahle kahle nje wena nje uyinto nje. Anywho, that happens, and now we're all relaxing. I've gotten my results. My family's over the moon. They're excited, like I'm being celebrated. And now we're going through the paper. We're looking for my friends. We're looking for my enemies. We're looking for everybody. Yabo? Hayi uMsibheka Nhla. Means Mr. Nguzer is not there. Akekho ephepheni umeans Mr. Nguzer. Means Mr. Nguzer is not there, bro. Like, you hear me? Are you hearing me? I was just like, what happened? It was the craziest thing. And I remember the hood was just on some, yeah. You remember she said a whole lot of people hate me and they want to beat me up. They want to beat me to a pulp. The hood, those same people I had to mina abang phone and bafuna back were the ones who are just like, hey, serves her right. Serves her right. She's so evil. She's such a gossip everywhere. Akona. She's problematic. She creates chaos, havoc. Ew. Thank God she finally gets a karma of some sort. And people were rejoicing and they were like, serves her right. And I was just like, you of all people, baby. What she was saying, what the excuse was rather. At first she was like, hi, my name is Print. Because everyone was asking, Bren, at the time, like everyone was texting everyone. We had each other in groups and different social media platforms and we were on some, dude, we can't find you, was parting. Yeah, we thought you were smart. What happened? We thought you were a know-it-all. What happened? And she's like, there was a misprint. Like, I don't understand how this happened. I was doing really well in. Only to find the next day when we went to fetch our statements, esikoleni, found out we saw 30 or 20 banbani ufailile. She had failed dismally. There wasn't any misprint. There wasn't any mistake. She had failed. And brew, since then, she hid her face. What penduka influence, I guess, and waphila nje impilo emahliphi singayazi. No one knows what she does. No one knows ukuthi waphelelaphi. Oh well, she's in jail now. That's if akaphumile ngebail because the system yakini, guys. Yo, wow. But still, the fact that she's been in jail, the fact that she has a criminal record, the fact that karma has been visiting her, even the way her life is set up at this point in time, is karma saying, yeah, you don't get to wrong the wrong ones. You don't get to wrong certain people and get away with it. So yeah, her and her mom were busy on some because it was myself and this other girl song in the mix, in the hood during the same grade, matriculating at that time, or in matric at the time. And everyone was just watching us, yabo. So I got 4 distinctions, bachelor's pass, and that other Gelo, let's call her Gelo got 2 A's, I think. Yeah, 2 A's, bachelor's pass, and Nangu Minzimitu Nugin Loser had failed. So her and her mom are on some, they were like, nah, we passed mad well. We passed with flying colors because our modules, or rather our subjects, were easy. Kanjani, bro. We're doing the same subjects. The only thing that's different is business studies. You were doing business studies and I was doing drama, but I was doing physics, I was doing pure maths, I was doing life sciences, and all that hectic ish. All that hectic shit. Like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? And also, business studies is quite easy. So why didn't you pass that at least? We saw your statement, just by the way. So what are you talking about, yo? So they were trying to console themselves by saying, and also it was a kind of a jab at the other girl who got 2 A's because she was doing like environmental Ndoni's tourism and stuff like that, and they were like, the subjects are easy, so it's easy to pass. But like, no. Like, no. She put that work in and she passed. Waklula when angayesta. Ew. Serves you right. Everything that's happening in your life and everything that's yet to happen in your life serves you right. Ngiyabonga nje, ngiyabonga uthi yo uNkulunkulu akafuni lutho ngama. Guardian angels abadlali when it comes to be darling. And also Speedy, yeah, no, Speedy's life took a turn. It took a turn. She tried to pick herself back up and she did good things here and there, but like, yo, gooby. And I don't want to use anything pertaining to health as a jab because, you know, that's sensitive. But also, like, karma, bro. Like, karma. Like, you got what you deserved because you wronged the wrong one. You messed with the wrong one. But yeah, things aren't looking pretty in both their lives. And yeah, that's what you get for messing with the the king, God's favorite child. God's favorite child. Zippy it documents. So that's it for now. I'll leave this one here. We're done with the high school version of All My Friends Hate Me. We're going to move on to the varsity version. Hey! After that.